And at that point of time, the son was calling out his dad, Papa, Papa, twice. And on the third time, when he tried calling Papa, there was no more sound. He was hit by a bullet. The baby, his son, 7 years old, his wife, and the friend, they were burned alive inside the ambulance. It was the father-in-law who saw it in the paper and informed him on 7th. And he wants the government to take actions so that, such kind of incidents do not happen to anybody.
On June 4, a mob of approximately 2,000 people allegedly torched an ambulance that was carrying a mother, her 7-year-old child, and her friend because the son had suffered bullet injuries. But all 3 of them were burnt alive before they could make it to the hospital. Joining me today is the father and husband of the 2 unfortunate victims, Mr. Joshua Hang Sing. And to help us with the conversation with Mr. Hang Sing, I have with me Isoisemba in the studio today. First of all, thanks to both of you for joining us, and my deepest condolences to you and your family for what happened. My first question to you is that I gather that your family has been staying at the Assam Rifles camp in Imphal West since May 3. So, can you please tell us what had happened on the fateful day of June 4?
Kahetanin nangle nang sumite hi May 5th akona Assam Rifle Kangchup kema na umhitu kizan June 4th niya bitu soham ti chu lungse ten kitchen ten hense piun.
June 4 ni date 4 ni hin lang pungli makhai vela Kangchup sing khong Paza mola ko na song lung mol mailhe hon song lung ko sa an bulu vin kamun isahi kyo keng langa water supply ko mohin cha he tui khaya ka sia khong kilele ka sapan window ako na in ven papa anti ni ve in ko win thum ve chan na ai ko ta hin ka loi nu chu mailhe hi je chun dada angang yadre tin hin ko win ka thlai to le lua mai changin anakhan sa chun emai ruma kapo han hi sisu like as in there
On the June 4th, they were at the camp, and his wife and his son were inside the building. And from the window, the son was there, and he was, fetching some water outside. And at that point of time, the son was calling out his dad, Papa, Papa, twice. And on the third time, when he tried calling Papa, there was no more sound. He was hit by a bullet. And that's when the mother, who's a Meitei, screamed out saying, Dada, Dada, our child has been hit. So they went running when they heard that the child was hit. They took him to the MI room.
Abanin commando gari hitum Army 22 Assam Rifle Major Pahin kem sunga kahi jeusun ke hon risk kala dio heti win cha chu amoho kangan sele amohon ambulance ko win rims ako na ambulance so Scott boarding in commando gypsy thum ahung win cha chun kaloinu su mai thei hi ji chun phai chama chi de hi ji chun ke yong ka chengam te hin ke ka che la ka thi de hin chia chu kaloinu to aloinu mai thei mama Lydia lorembom ma ni hi ke solle phapenin te sep penin te aje chu mai thei la che de hin mai thei tu Kuki ki ga la hi chun amani hi ka solle mai thei ho lamsang ko na le mai thei mera pa bi mop ho chun ana tingun chi jowin tingzo hui win che kit le Iroisimba anatin ki le commando sen neglect a ball win ada tha phat ro chun kaloi nu to kachapa to aloi nu ta sun thu ka za danin jan pung sagi lama ambulance sunga thau a thai khum wa la taw we ti su date 6 jing ka hi apan in fona kaloi nu apan isa chu ka het be hi.
So on 4th June, after the baby was hit, since they were in the army camp, the army personnel, the army officials, they took the risk saying that we will take him to Imphal, RIMS, for his medical treatment. So they arranged for ambulance from RIMS. And since his wife is a Meitei, he thought that, it would be safe. There won't be any problem because he couldn't go. He being a Kuki, there was no way he would come back alive. So with the hope that his wife and his wife's friend Lydia, who's also another Meitei, he thought that everything would be fine and they will come back home. But sadly, as they were going, they were stopped by a mob at a place called Lamsang. They were escorted by gypsy also. However, the first time they managed to escape the mob. The second time at Iroisimba, they could not. So the baby, his son, 7 years old, his wife, and the friend, they were burnt alive inside the ambulance. And because the driver also, they attacked him and he escaped. So they had no choice, but they were burnt alive. And then he didn't even get to know about this news. So it was only on the 6th through newspapers, when it came out in the newspaper, that's when he got to know that his family was burnt.
So they had escort. They had security officials when his wife and son were taken to the hospital. The security officials were there escorting, providing them safety, right?
Ik had ambulance at to security uma.
Commando security gypsy thum chuna.
There were 3 gypsy commando security.
And at what time did the incident take place? The first, when son was
4:30 p.m.
Around 4:30
Yeah,
p.m.
and the burning was around 7 p.m.
Okay. And so, what was the situation like? Since he had not heard from them or anything about them for 2 days, what was the situation like at where he was when he was at the camp?
Ama ho akisu khaw ahal thu na zak masanga chuna nangin ipithu na za ham nanggel da na chu damna lai dinga ti lunggel nei ha ole iti ipithu na za am
Line sa line kala le aje su line kala hi Kuki thinglang mi hola khatcha umlo hitan mai theila su lakila theilo hin naga ho ka ki het pi ka mai lalboi ki ti chingkhonga nom ama ho ko mai thu ka la le ama hon ki het pi ho la le ama ho hin rim sa ong thunge tin an sei pha na ke chu cha chun kalung amongin an kan ki in a hi le ni sa hi line ka la le ki le akisa sa pi ti sa pangkhat ama su cái sa te ti dam nei khu chin chanu to ki seng hin pas na ga ho hin si pasun sa sa e ti win alan nu chu ka ado ki la ke dinga ka sa te hin a he po ye cha pan he po ye an tin cha chu ka dung boi ki nin si ka la chu ka he thailo hi.
According to him, there was no way to contact them. The wives, he tried. There was no way he could reach out to the Meitei community to find out. So from various sources, he tried getting out information. So some of his Naga friends were there, and some of them told him that they are fine, they've reached RIMS, and some said that they've taken, he's undergoing treatment. And while some people that he tried connecting told him that we have no news about the whereabouts of your son and your wife. So, but he thought that they were perfectly fine because some of them told him that they're taking treatment, and he said that I felt comforted that they're fine, and I had my dinner and I slept well.
Okay, but finally when he learnt about, and it was through newspapers that he got to know about the incident, right?
Atu su newspaper ako na head hello.
Lo newspaper yung local news so yung hung thung talo na ay chu thing thang mila hung thung talo father-in-law.
So it was the father-in-law who read the newspaper, and the father-in-law informed him. It's because there was no more paper coming to their side. So it was the father-in-law who saw it in the paper and informed him on 7th or 6th?
6th morning.
On 6th morning.
See, there are hundreds, and I think in fact the numbers would go up to probably thousands of people who have been displaced because of the violence and the situation that is currently going on in Manipur. However, his situation is unique because his family has members from both the sides. He is a Kuki and his wife was a Meitei. With the demand for a separate administration, what does it think his situation is, since there are like narratives that people from both communities cannot live together anymore?
Tutsung tuboy na he. Ihetamin mi asanga ina kona kinodo na in nelo Meitei ho hin tingla e ho lang siwin na alang lang to ahe achong suma mgam tawin atile tuwa e hon separate administration itum he gam tuma ipo ding hina itinagi alam tichong sayin ticho
si thu hi separate administration hi tilapa na yung koi man nangai tu hi in ho lam kai hon jong ku kilam kai hon jong nangai tu hi pon hin la fulle lawa suddenly million hita hi phai chama si in no do wa thing thang mi si no do di ati phat wa hi government ni jong action la ta lo hita hi phat ni sia hi in ki go tha gam phat na hi ku kilanga lam kai ho hin ki ho wa chi hi mo thil su ai thailo di phat na su demand hung hi hin ati la pat program su pre plan cha hi pon ama ho hin home kit di pa hi tu kegel danin wang ta sanum ta pui ai su ama ho pre plan anayo hin ama hon lamka abang su mancha tamta leinoya an koi wa amu kimudo hitan leinoya room khat an sem win lamka ajong medicine lang farsi na dingin CT scan gya leinoya no mai he ki go dan lamka tol pi hi china dinga tabang plan an nei ta je hin i hon hom di ki de yong le chi hi yar hum khat yong ki thitan i hon to up Kuki ten phai sama Imphal humun aga lo di yong sa ha satan sule mail hewan lamka charasan pula naw leikai ga lu ki diong sa ha satan tin more che diong sa ha satan tin separate administration hi lo wale adang hi kahata san tapon ni.
He's saying that the concept of separate administration was something that was never thought of. We thought that we were one. We thought that we are a part of Manipur. But now we have no choice but to seek for separate administration. For us, we are like one, we thought, we didn't realize the hatred that they had for us to the extent that we are being kicked out from our own home. And he's saying that the only way possible is that the hatred and the divide is so deep now. It's so deep now, it'll be difficult to coexist. And and even if there is, it'll be only peace at a surface level, But for a long-lasting peace, it's better that we remain good neighbors. We maintain a relationship by having a separate administration. Ethnic clashes happen. It's not the first time that there is this kind of conflict. But the level of inhumanity that has been meted out to innocent people, women, children, innocent civilians, it's just not done. So this is something which will be very, very difficult to forget. We may forgive, but may not be able to forget. So the best solution is that we stay separately, we be good neighbors. That is my thought on separate demonstration.
Ever since the incident took place on June 4 and he learned about the news from his father-in-law, what has been your situation, sir? Can you please tell us about it?
June 4th niya incident thu na za zawa na father-in-law na loy nu pan thu na hinsay pi zawa hi nang din mo hi hinsayin thu na sana na het zawa ko na hi itin na umam hi chi thu chung sayin.
Isa pa na hi kay masanga ka hop zau se su kalungyal zau se su ke in lungyal je jong kanai tapon ji su tu ge hin ka tho hi ka lung he chawain hoilaya iti ki pan sat dam iti ki dam iji jong ta lo isa jong aneo pen ta lo Iya so cái hin khomandan jong hi ai thei ta pon ai theyal cái to bang hin koi man ato lo na ding thil hi ta le jong ka dei hi.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't help myself too. He's saying that after hearing the news, he felt that his world came crashing down. All his hopes are gone. He doesn't know what to think about, how to even rebuild his life. It just seems so impossible. And he's saying that I hope and I pray that no one ever go through what he went through. And he doesn't know what tomorrow holds for him.
Okay, one final question. What is your appeal to the government to restore peace in Manipur and bring justice to those who have lost their loved ones?
Tuchunga thilboy na galum na chungcho na hi nangin government chunga ipina se nong umam. Chamnale lungmun na hung kithe na dinga government chunga ipina taw no mam, ipina hetsa no mam, ipina se no mam, ipi umam se.
Government sunga koma ka taw nom na hi Sri Biren hin Sri Modi hin kay to tabang pusunga wanulay se na tabang crime asang pen hi umkhatap umkhahitlan ta yong katin isibang hi asolong na dingin government in pre-plan tiso thilgon nei han lang itabang hi wanoi lei se na ke to tabang hi asolong na dingin Manipulin isu ngai to lew ti hi katem nom na pen hi
Justice. He's saying that he doesn't want this to happen, this kind of incident to happen to anybody. This is beyond humanity, and he is looking for speedy justice for what has happened to him and his family, and he wants the government to take actions so that, such kind of incidents do not happen to anybody. And he's looking for that the truth should prevail and justice be given to, not just normal justice, speedy justice be given to him and his family.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Hang Singh, for sharing your story with us, and also I would like to apologize for making you go through all the trauma once again. And Siltho, thank you so much for helping us out and for the conversation and joining us here in the studio with EastMojo. And also I would like to appeal to our viewers that keep away from violence and try to maintain law and order and help restore peace in Manipur. It is only the common people who are affected because of the violence, and violence is not the answer. We can only hope that the final solution is reached through dialogue, and all the parties involved come to talks and bring the issues to the table and bring the situation back to normal at the earliest.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to EastMojo. For any queries, put them down in the comments section below and press on the bell icon for notifications.